Come on.
Come on. Come on. You want me to read you a bedtime story?
Ain't better in here, kid.
Oh, hey, look, we're back. Redirected.
We're not live yet.
Oh, yes, we are.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. We are here. Let me get my pop outs. My pop outs. What is up, crew? What's up, fam? Skidoo, my boy. What it up? This guy's like, I know where he's at. Kraut. We about to see you soon too. What is going on? I'm just getting everything set up. There we go. What up, B? We got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about today. A lot of my weekly shorts. I had a couple of good ones in there I want to bring back up, shed some more light on. We have one of the topics here in the title, mobile service. I want to talk about mobile service, what that means for you, what that means for me. Thanks, Skidoo. Who else we got in here? Grandpa Vince. What's up? Zekekstar. Trouble making pups. What up? Everybody, what is going on? Bob. B, what up? This is actually contributing to my wife. She thought of this one, and I thought it was a good thing to ask. I get a lot of emails regarding this, and a lot of you guys have actually come from out of state to actually have me do some of these modifications. What is the first? What is up, Nathan? Glad to have you here, Zeekster. What up, Vince? What is the first go-to thing you guys are gonna do to your truck? I had one gentleman tell me he got in his truck from the dealer and drove down the street to a parking lot and immediately pulled over and did all his forescan stuff. He couldn't wait to get home. For that, some people, forescan is going to be a big thing, doing that. Um, um, uh, Personalization, get rid of them chimes, put the temps over gauges is big for me. That's the number one thing that I like to do. But as far as like modification, something that's going to be Aaron, the hairline dough. Shoot. Um, what is the first thing you guys are going to do right off the rip? Are you guys going to be dropping them S&B tanks in? I know coming up, Roger, we're going to be doing an S&B tank to his and something additional to the S&B. I don't know if you guys known about this, but you'll have to stay tuned to the channel. Maybe we'll make a short to give you guys a sneak peek. But it's pretty slick, and I think once you guys see this add-on to an already good add-on, you guys I think might dig that. All right, let's go through the things here. We got OCR turning on. Oh, it's got 35s. Okay, level kit. Forescan and retracts cover were the first two things. Forescan's gonna be topping it, I'm telling you. Tint, yeah, gotta have the tint. That was the first thing I did. It went from the dealer 4 miles down the road, had my appointment, got them fronts. Hey. Getting OCR turned on. That's a big one. That's a big one. Love seeing Rich not in the shop. Hey, that was a good one. What else do we got? Some guys have installed some monitoring devices that are plugged into the OBD to get some more info. That's kind of important. When you guys see the video I have coming up for the Banks iDash, courtesy of Zeekster, I think you guys, just for that little bit more info, looking at EGTs, looking at EOT, what else are we looking at? Boost and EBP. Those are two ones that I got side by side on mine. Those are, go hand in hand. I want to know how much is crammed into the exhaust. I want to know how much I'm making. And also it's interesting to see what happens when you have it in exhaust brake mode. and looking at all those values and correlating the sound and the feels and what's going on. You see the turbo and the back pressure. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Let's see, what else we got? Floor lids. Yeah. Tint, brow down front. Okay. Tonneau cover. Tonneau cover. Yeah, I had to do a tonneau cover. I didn't get it right off the rip. The second thing I did tint. What was the next thing I did? Limitless. Limitless sent me out EGR in-channel smoked vent visors front and rear, and sent me out WeatherTech floor liners, which WeatherTech at the time didn't have the HP models, so I wound up waiting. I bought the HP versions and gave away the ones Limitless had gotten me. Definitely got to have those two. First thing I do is pedal monster. Okay. Got the Banks rear diff cover. High idle. Tremor front valance. Okay. Tremor. I thought the Tremor one and a couple other guys local to me did the same thing. I just thought the Tremor one was too thin. I don't know. That's me. I definitely think mine, the original one, is, looks like you're pulling your bottom lip down. It definitely could use a two-wheel drive one. S&S going on Saturday. What? My first stuff, spraying bed liner, bed cover, hood bug protector. Okay. I did get mine undercoated. I did take it to Z-Bart. Just got the rust proofing underneath. Unfortunately, the Banks products just came out within the last month for the 2020 Super Duties. Otherwise, would have been top priority. True that. WeatherTech mats arrived before the retracts. Yep, the retracts those are pretty sweet. I seen a lot of guys come in with the low pro. The Truxedo, the one that you guys saw me make the video on, which is the one I have on my truck. But DS, you never wind up getting a tonneau for yours before you put the salt spreader or anything, and you never had one, right? It was always open.
Still is open.
Well, the two-wheel drive, yeah.
We had a police officer come in. I can't say for what department it is, but he's undercover. And they gave him approval to order a new 22 Super Duty. And he ordered a 22 Platinum loaded, and he had about $5,000 worth of accessories put on this truck. And one of the things that I'd never seen before was he ordered a key fobbed tonneau cups when you hit the button on its own. To run the power and ground and everything to it, and it's all operated off his key fob.
Dude, that's pretty sweet.
I've never seen it. It's undercover trafficking, so they're looking for. I can't say very much about the situation, but it's all part of what they use the truck for. It needs to be able to quick close.
That's definitely low key. You never suspect the Platinum Super Duty.
It's pretty common down here. Old Grady Judd loves his undercovers, even jacked up 4x4s.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, I don't know. Maybe it's that way here too. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know if this is this guy's joking or what. Is it safe to heat food on the ground beneath the DPF while in regen mode while the truck is parked? I don't think so, dude.
I mean, it's just, I think you would, what would you call it? It's just latent heat. So
it's not hot enough. You're probably going to get the...
Even at that, I mean, if you really wanted to, is it going to kill you? No, it's safe, probably not. Why I wouldn't.
You'd have to put it on the exhaust, like to be as hot as like an oven. Like a stovetop?
It's so hot underneath that when that thing's going, you can stand next to the truck sometimes, feel the heat resonate on that.
It does
Especially
get
if you got-
hot.
It gets hot.
Especially if you got a long, I bet you if you put something down there that was already cooked, it'd probably get it warm enough to eat comfortably. So
That was the first time in my career I'd ever had to actually run and go get the fire extinguisher. Normally, I would want to get a video or something. I didn't even. I saw fire and straight booked it. I was working on a 650, 750, right? Just got done doing a turbo, and I mean, I thought I tipped the exhaust long enough to drain all the oil out of it, and took it for a drive. Seemed fine. Stopped smoking. Normally like it does, and I'm going to do a regen, and I don't know how long it was into it, maybe like 10 minutes, and then it started smoking, and it was a tow truck, so there's no box on the back, and I hear coo, 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 and just pop, pop, coming out of the tailpipe. I'm like, wait, what? I run and go get a fire extinguisher, flip open the door, shut it off, and it had melted some of the air lines because there's like a junction right above like where the little shoots down. Well, right above that, all for the dump bags and everything. Yeah, pretty whack.
Wow.
Excusez-moi, merci.
just had my first ESP decline.
Your first ESP decline? Why?
Another dealer from out of the country did the door latch freezing concern. They did not complete it correctly, and water got inside the doors, damaged the passive touch handle, got in the harness, got down in the door, got in the cab of the truck, got under the BCM. And I was like, not gonna lie about this. So we submitted it, and I didn't know the gold pre-certified was part of the ESP program. So I mean, I submitted it. I didn't lie. I don't lie about stuff, and I wrote it up, fixed the customer's truck, no problem at all. And they came back and said declined. We don't participate in any kind of water damage. And we explained the situation to them that it wasn't our fault. Another dealer had not performed the 18N03 correctly. It did not silicone the handles, and all kinds of water was getting inside the doors. They said it's not our problem. You're going to have to contact Ford SSSC department and let them know what's going on. See if they want to go after the previous dealer for not doing the campaign correctly, and figure out how you're going to get paid for the work.
Wow.
Dealer A and dealer B problems.
Yeah,
Love
that's what it
those.
sounds like. That's definitely what it sounds like.
Wow.
They'll definitely go after the other dealer.
Well, I explained everything verbatim, going through the pinpoint test and having to veer off the pinpoint test to actually hard test the wires and check for power coming out of the BCM to the passive touch handles and stuff. And I explained everything to the T and how I came up with it. So, I mean, I was 100% honest and straight on my story, and submitted it to SSSC. Now they're involved and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Wow. Yeah, it's never fun when you gotta deal with SSC. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. Vince has got a good question here. Grampy Vince. Yeah, definitely a hot potato game. That's a really good way to explain that. Yeah, not my problem. Here you go. Here, you take it. Let's talk about fuel dilution in the oil. What conditions causes it most? Is it normal? There's always going to be a level of fuel dilution. I don't know what that particular number is. It's going to be different depending on how each vehicle is operated, but
Depends on how many regens you're doing.
yeah, that if the biggest thing is if you guys let the vehicle finish regen and completely finish the process, and if we keep interrupting it, and that's always in a constant state of being in that post injection, well, that's not going to be conducive to keeping fuel dilution to a minimal. what was I just gonna say? One of the other things that is going to be noticeable if you have overfueling injector, or let's say it was dumping more fuel than it should, you'd be having some sort of smoke coming out the tailpipe, a rough running concern, a drivability concern to say the least. So I don't necessarily think just driving around you're going to have fuel dilution, but I mean, you guys drive your trucks and understand what's going on, and feel, you guys would know if there was something up to that extent, but then you'd have check engine light and stuff. So just like Cody was saying, it just depends on how often you're in regen. Some guys drive the truck worse in passive regen. Fuel dilution laughs in 6.4. Oh, that's funny.
That is the king of fuel dilution.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me. That's the first thing I thought of when he said that. I'm like, well, we ain't really got that problem in the 6.7. That's pretty funny. I like that.
Let's talk about this image on my background.
Yes. Hold on here. So Cody, what is that? Can everybody see that? Is Hammer down in here yet? PPE, Pacific Performance Engineering. Yes, we reached out to them. They came through. They have some really nice products available, and a lot of you guys, it's coming soon. Just bear with me. I know being patient, because I want to do it to my truck, and I'm almost at that mileage. Is a transmission exchange, fluid exchange, filter exchange. Who is tired of the plastic oil pan? I am. I think it's kind of goofy. I would much rather have paid extra for my Super Duty, knowing that the pan is metal, stainless, steel, all undercoated, but plastic. Come on. I think that could have been a little better for the Tonneau 140. But PPE has came up with a solution. They have a grand poopah 3 styles finish transmission pan, adding an 8-quart additional capacity. I'm super stoked to show you guys, but I do have a few giveaways courtesy of PPE. There goes one of them on the floor. I have a steering wheel cover with PPE. It's kind of camo, digital camo. If you guys would like a steering wheel cover, I'll have old DST over there before he falls asleep. I'll have him nonchalantly pick somebody, but courtesy of PPE, we thank you. We thank you for the trans pan. I'm really excited to get that on. We got that sweet steering wheel cover. Another keychain, kind of cool. Remove before flight. PPE's logo. I'll send it out to you. Give you some of my stickers, and they sent me some of their stickers, looking like this. I invite you to check their website out. Pretty cool. They got some great stuff. I'm also have one more thing coming from them. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to do both of them at the same time. I think you guys are going to like this one too. It's going to be a kind of a I don't know. Everything's going to go together. I'm excited for the Banks rear diff cover. I just got to find time. I need to take like a week off work and get my shit straight, get organized.
So I do want to just give away.
Ford Boss. Sign of the beef carver.
Dude, what are you eating, man? That looks good.
Filet.
Oh,
What kind of is that? Salmon? What is that?
No, no.
a fillet of salmon.
Just regular filet. Beef filet.
Filet
Oh.
mignon.
Dude, that breakfast you made, that looked good too.
How much would an 8-quart prolong and oil change? I don't know, buddy. At that point, I don't know if it would really matter. This actually has a drain plug on the bottom of the pan. And once you guys see how I am going to fill the 10R140, I don't really think you guys are going to have that big of a deal. I'm going to show you my contraption that I'm going to use. Anybody can get it. If I can do it, you can do it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to really try to not do this on the hoist. 98% of you guys don't have access to that kind of stuff. The 2%ers, myself, Cody, DS, we have access to hoist. We could do whatever, whenever we want. You guys aren't that lucky, and I think sometimes I take that for granted. And I'm going to try to implement maybe the stuff that I'm going to do to my rig with the transpan and do it like you guys would have to do it. So I went out and got a couple of things today from Maynard's to aid in that repair.
I just seen that they make a oil pan for the 3-liter.
Oh, really?
3-liter got some love.
I don't have any 3 liters except for one that I've been waiting on for the last 6 months. Unfortunately, it ran into a deer and I haven't been able to give it some TLC because we know it's going to be needing some maintenance because it's got at least, 10 Gs on it?
It's 3,000 miles on it.
Oh, I thought I had more than that. Just kidding. Well, it's going to be coming up on its first oil change. So.
It literally was in service for 15 days.
Man, what a bummer.
And it smoked a deer and it's been out of service for 6 months.
I am tired of the plastic pan crack 2 with the 21B03 satisfaction program. For real? What did you do? Just like on the bottom of the, like when doing the jack? I don't think my guys have had that happen yet. No hoist, but I do have a fork truck. Ooh. I did my banks rear diff on the ground, not bad. Took spare tire out of my way. Yep, I would definitely advise. Most stuff. I use the term home gamer for us folks who are doing it in our home garages and driveways. That's funny. Somebody up here said something. Where was it? It was a good question. Fuel dilution, noise. Plastic pan, gripped and ripped, I guess. Oh man, that sucks. Whoa, what is Ford Boss got here? What?
Tools.
Oh snap! We got a Dewalt 20-volt vacuum carrying caboodle vacuum.
Nice. Man, Dewalt makes some good stuff. They make some good stuff.
While he's opening up that, let's go to right her. Yep. Let's go over to the short section. I had a couple of shorts that you guys, nope. I like interacting with you guys with the shorts. It's fun to see what you guys say. The customer satisfaction with the unintended tailgate opening You know, we don't have, that's so new right now. That was a one I got quite a few DMs on. Ford Boss and I are going to be real busy.
That
Come soon on that.
That affects both F-150 and Super Duty.
Going to be real busy.
Is
real
that the
busy.
is that the automatic tailgate?
Yeah, if it's got the power release.
Yeah,
That's
I
not the only,
remember.
that's not the only one though. There's actually one on the manual as well where you got to drop the tailgate and you got to replace both latches on the manual one also.
Really? I didn't hear about that one. Or if there's
I
that
see.
part of that one.
No, it's what is it, Cody? It's a different
A
number.
supplement
Isn't
to it?
Yeah. I did F-150 tailgates for 3 months when I worked at Roush. We changed like 3,000 of them right off the factory line for a similar concern.
Dude, this thing is bad, man. This thing, you can go 20 volt, or if your battery runs out, you can flip over to household. You can do either one. And the reason why I picked this up is a lot of people were asking me to do a wet dry vac comparison between the Milwaukee and the Dewalt.
Oh.
So the Dewalt, I found the kit on sale for like $169, but the Milwaukee was $30 cheaper, and it's supposed to be just as comparable, if not better. But it doesn't have the household option cord that you can plug in if your battery runs out. Not that I've seen anyway. I could be wrong, but so there's going to be a shootout between the two on which one's better.
I got a
back
ton of
over
Milwaukee.
here.
I got a ton of Milwaukee lawn equipment for Boss.
I don't have anything in Milwaukee.
I love their stuff because if I need to switch the batteries over to my Mac stuff, it's the same thing. I
Really?
do like Milwaukee. I use
So wait, which ones are the same? Milwaukee and Mac?
DeWalt and Milwaukee, or DeWalt and Mac.
Oh, okay. That's super handy.
And Stanley, right?
Yeah.
You know, with DeWalt, they got a real big battery. Don't they have like a 60 volt or something?
I'm not sure what their biggest is. I know that I seen the 20 volt 6 amp hour.
Yeah, that's 20 volt 6 amp. So they got the flex though. They got the flex where it's like 20 or 60 or something, where it's like two different voltages in one battery.
They're making some new systems now. One of my coworkers is saying they've come out with, or an aftermarket company has come out with stackable options now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know how safe that'll be, but
how sweet would it be if someone came out with a because my trimmer, my Milwaukee trimmer, the battery, it's got a 12 amp hour 18 volt battery, but it struggles a little bit. Like it's not enough juice.
Struggles.
What if someone came up with a like a clip where it slides in and locks into the battery slot, and then you just put two batteries on the other end of that, like a CNC machine piece of metal, like aluminum or something, and slide it in, and then on the end just combine two.
Yeah,
that would
Sounds
be
like
tight.
DS is going to try to fabricate something.
I don't know. I don't have enough tools.
This guy just said Black & Decker rules. I love this guy. Black & Decker, baby, all the way. Black & Decker for life.
So it says, yes, they're 60 volt batteries. So yeah, flexible 60.
They do have like the 40 volt lawnmowers and stuff now, but I don't know if it's 20 volt combined or if you have to have like a special battery.
You talking about Milwaukee?
DeWalt has at Home Depot. You can buy their 40 volt lawnmower system.
Oh, okay. Milwaukee just came out with a battery with a mower too.
Yeah, I think they have they actually have a bunch of Milwaukee stuff as well, like trimmers and chainsaws and all kinds of stuff like that.
Dude, I got the chainsaw right over there.
Oh yeah, how is it?
It's okay.
Yeah,
the problem is it's not better than gas powered.
Yeah, I love gas powered.
I agree.
there's people in the neighborhood that have the Dewalt trimmers and stuff like that, and I'll go out there with my Echo, and I switched out the head so it doesn't have the, you could buy the package of pre-cut strands and you just slide them in. That was getting like really annoying to me, so I swapped out the head to that easy, quick, reloadable style, so you don't have to keep getting the cartridges. You could just fish like 15 feet through there and then turn the head and wind it in, and I'm out there.
I just went and got it. I got an Echo too.
Yeah, I love that thing, man. And everybody was telling me at first, "Oh, you need to get a straight. You need to get a straight weed eater." And I was like, "Hey, look, guys, I know that's the thing. I know that's
You
the
probably. I
professional-
mean, you probably should.
Yeah, but I got the curved one. It was like $30 cheaper, and I'm out there doing the same dang thing with the curved one that everybody else is doing with the straight one. I'm out there with my edge, and I'm done. I'm like, hey, you got to bend over a little bit more, but I'm good.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. The Milwaukee stuff for the price, it ain't worth it. If you like me and just want the Milwaukee stuff, sure, but it's not. It's not really better than anything else, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's just.
Did you see my short on TikTok where I was talking about why I don't buy Snap-on anymore?
No.
Some dude was like, "Why don't you buy Snap-on anymore?" And I was like, "You know why? Because of that Mr. Subaru guy." So that Snap-on thanked Mr. Subaru on why I'm never buying another Snap-on product again. And then like all these technicians came in my comment section. They're like, "Fuck yeah, speak the truth, speak the truth. Nobody wants to hear from that guy." I'm like, oh my God, here we go. I just created this. Yeah.
So hey, what's the thing with this mobile mechanic stuff? What do you what's going on with that?
So if, let's say, somebody is in a bind with, let's say, let's say you were a specialty mobile mechanic, and I'm talking exhaust manifold drilling out, and I'm not talking about coming in there doing the job, jacking the motor up, taking this, that, and the other. I'm talking specifically coming in there just to extract the broken pieces, to drill out your manifold on your 6.7 because your EGR pipe bolts. I don't care what you're doing to the truck. I don't want to know. I want it torn down and everything out of the way, and I want to be at the problem spot. If you had an opportunity to take advantage of a service like that, and travel would have to be compensated for, but if it's worth your while to not spend the $1,000 on this special tool and only use it once, and you buy it and you're not familiar with it, and you wind up screwing it up, what is it more in better interest of you and your company to keep your train rolling and just hire somebody to fix it and have your mechanic put it all back together? What would you guys do if it if that came down to it? I think that would be kind of a cool service extension to what we already have going on remotely. We all have to buy certain tools to do our job, whether it's to install a seal or remove broken bolts. Some people get into those situations and don't want to spend the $1,000 or the $800 for said tool, and a lot of them just want to pound it off to the next guy who is capable of doing that. So I was thinking about that today, and I want to know what you guys thought, because I think it would be something I'd like to offer to my community, especially the channel members.
Well, a lot of times, like local shops, general mechanics, where they work on everything, a lot of times they got to call the dealer sometimes. Like if it's a Ford specific problem, they'd have to call the dealer. A lot of times they have a relationship with the dealer, whatever. A lot of times they get the parts from the dealer. So it's kind of interesting. Are you thinking like some of the mods too, like maybe like the fuel tank or maybe like the trans pan or something like that kind of stuff too, or for regular folks maybe that are within a driving distance?
Yeah, I mean, to do that, we're going to have, assortment, of tools already, with. But absolutely, I think force scan would be a good one. A lot of guys can put the injector in, but don't have the ability to program the IQA numbers or reset the adaptive fuel strategies. These are things that can be used with force scan, but does this? I don't want to fucking use force. I can't just. They don't have a computer. They don't want to have force scan. They don't know how to use a computer. They don't want to use force scan. Can you just do it? That would be, something I could offer. Mod road service. I like it. Yeah, that a lot of you guys are doing, the same things. The SNSs, the SMBs, the HSMs, a couple of other ones. We got banks coming up here. We got the PPE now. A lot of guys. I say the top one by far is the SNS one. I've put on 2 of the 2.1 kits. I like the 2.0. Tim over up just north of Grand Rapids here in Michigan at AccurateDiesel.com. He's been successfully getting the plastic ones that you guys have saw me put on the one truck with the SNS video we did. Great filter. I like the fact that you can see it. And I was recently told, it was about a month ago, one of my followers let me know that the lower one that HSM has, right? So we have that cat filter on that truck. Donaldson now has the same style filter, but its bottom 2 inches is a plastic blue housing, just like the one under the hood. So you can visually see if you got sediment, water, your fuel looks like diarrhea water, whatever. Boom, you can see it. You don't have to take a sample to see it. Obviously, you know what the water is going to look like. You've seen the videos we've done. Somebody just told me, who was I talking to? Oh, Skidoo. He was just telling me, he's like, I wanted to see what water looked like in it. He's like, I took my sample and dumped some water in it, and you can see the bubbles. You can see that it separates. So it's, you know what to look for. It's a little easy to identify, a potential problem. ATL. You guys like Dodge Chargers? No. Take that to the next channel.
I do like them.
Chargers. Not me.
They're nice.
I think they're all right, but they're not my thing.
Mm-mm. If I can save a substantial amount of money on a repair, I don't mind buying a tool that I will never use again. I love tools. Okay.
Did you see, you know how when you're doing those frame brackets on the cracked frame repair or the cracked frame prevention with the brackets that you have to put on? Our diesel tech took advantage of that provision that's in that customer service campaign, or I don't know if it's a safety recall or whatever it's called, and he charged the $250 kit from the Cornwell truck to the repair and was able to get those shanks with the hole in the center of it that have those big deep cutting bits. So whenever you're trying to remount holes and stuff like that, when you're doing that bracket repair, you have to modify based on box or whatever it may be that you're working on, Ford actually pays for that kit for the technician to have it. So as he's doing those repairs, he has the appropriate. Yeah, he put it on there and sent the invoice and everything with it from the Cornwell truck. And I was able to go down there on a recent 3.5 EcoBoost in a Transit where 6 of the studs had snapped off and actually were still in the cylinder head. And I was able to take that shank and set over each one of those studs and remount each one until all the corrosion was gone, about 1/8 of an inch down, or just shy of like a 1/4 of an inch, just to where you get the stopping spot in the stud, and it cut out all the corrosion and rust, and I was able to almost pull them right out of there.
Get out.
Yeah,
Wow.
Ford paid it because it's part of getting the necessary tool to complete on the diesel, the heavy duty stuff that you work on all the time. It's part of being able to complete that and be able to modify the things to get those brackets in there appropriately based on the box setup that you're working on.
Does the state of Illinois require anybody who works on automobiles to be certified in that area?
No.
So anybody can work on a car and you don't have to be certified?
You can go to a dealer, you can go to an independent shop, and you can show up and work as long as they have some kind of insurance coverage covering whatever. You're not required to show them anything.
Are we? We're not required here, are we?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
So
yes, you are.
every year, I have to pay the state of Michigan $20 and Andrew Jackson to be in this group of mechanics that are licensed in the state of Michigan. I don't know how many there are. So,
yeah, but
what?
Say if I work on a car, like the police ain't gonna come and be like, "You're not certified."
No,
They
but
will.
I think they're talking about working at like businesses that have business
Correct.
licenses and all that other
Correct.
stuff.
You personally don't have to, but yeah, if I'm going to work in a shop, Rich and I have to be certified by the state of Michigan to work in that facility on vehicles.
Mm.
And we have to display that in a conspicuous, it says right on it, display in a conspicuous place. And it says your name, your mechanic's number, date issued, and then everything you're certified in.
So you have to have the state level
and Ford.
And the Ford level. So when you get the state level, there's different ones. There's like air conditioning, there's like front end suspension, whatever. There's so many different levels. What if you have the AC? You can't do front end until you get the front end one?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, it's all got to be.
You gotta be
master certified if you want to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're certified in electrical, then all you can really do is electrical. But this is the kicker. Every system has electrical. So you can't do brakes, even though you're electrical certified. What if you've got an ABS problem? You got to be certified in brakes too. So it's like
and you need the Ford ones on top of that.
Yeah.
To do and get paid on warranty work, yes.
Yeah, through
you used to have to have ASE on top of all that.
Yeah.
So in Michigan, you'd have 3 different certifications.
I think a lot of the manufacturers and facilities in general that were looking for specialized work, like even though I don't have to get certified through the state like Aaron and Cody does, I have to still be certified through Ford. And if I do work that I'm not certified for, guess what? You're getting that claim bounced, and you need to get your guys tied up on their work, or else you're going to get in trouble as a dealership if you keep doing it. I actually just had the FSC just showed up at our dealership, just a quick pop in, quick meeting. And he was like, "Hey, out of all your master techs, these are all the guys that by this date, either this guy's lacking 1 that needs to be done, or else he's going to lose his cert, or this guy's lacking 2 that needs to be done by this date, get all this stuff brushed up on." And I think one of mine expired from way back in the day. It was like diesel basics, like with the fuel tanks and the volume control valve and the fuel pressure and all this other stuff with diesels. I don't know how it lapsed, but I guess every so often something will fall off and you got to get refreshed up on it or something. And I actually went in the other day early and spent about 40 minutes to an hour. I don't know exactly. It was maybe closer to an hour, but not quite, going through that fuel section for diesel stuff, and there was some stuff I picked up on that I didn't even really realize. Like I try to do everything through the computer, but there was a section that was talking about resetting your, what was it, your fuel, your learned fuel strategies. And I always go to the computer and do it, but it said in that module that it would be acceptable to pull a negative cable off of the battery, you know, for a certain amount of time and put it back, and it will reset the fuel table. And I was like, wait a second. I thought that was like a learned thing that's there, and it said no. So I tried it on even a couple of gas vehicles as well. I tried it on a Mustang with a 2.3 EcoBoost. I pulled the negative cable off, and I waited like 20 minutes. And I came back and I put the cable back on, and the customer actually stated that by me doing that and it resetting fuel table and stuff like that, his miles when he dropped it off went from 300 estimated to empty to 340, because I was able to get a fresh drive cycle, and he went out and drove it and everything updated. I was like, what? I had no idea it was that sensitive.
Damn.
You know, it's crazy. Thinking about all this certification stuff, it reminded me way back like 2008, 2009. I wanted to be a mechanic so bad at the dealership. Oh my goodness. I went and got certified through the state for engines, for air conditioning, brakes, front end and suspension. I was just working my way through. I had the HVAC one. I was trying to get every one, and I couldn't get hired. I was going everywhere to get these jobs in dealerships, and the economy was so bad at the time. Like you couldn't get a job.
Oh, right now they're handing them out like candy.
Now they're handing them out, but at the time it was like I went to every dealer: Bob Maxey, GM, Ford. I didn't go to any Chrysler ones though. I just went to GM and Ford. It was just like it was crazy. I was like, dang, just let me change some oil or something. I don't even care. Just let me do something. I'll do anything. Dude, it was so embarrassing because I would go fill out applications. And honestly, I didn't know how to fill out applications. Anybody can get a job right now, but like I would just fill out one and I would go to every one. Like what I should have did is I should have just kept going back to the same one, maybe like 4 or 5 times. But I would wear a button-up shirt, like nice pants, get all dressed up, and I would go in and everybody would get nervous about what is he doing here? Is he inspecting stuff? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I would go in.
Hey, what's going on? My name's Sean. It's OSHA. I'm from OSHA. Looks like we got a little bit of a shoring problem going
They
on.
think I'm like OSHA or something. It was horrible.
I see a couple of guys up here in the comments checking in with fuel. Let's do our weekly fuel check-in. What is fuel where you are right now? I think I am at 539 here in the old Motor City. We just had a 539, I think, over here in Shelby Township. That's a little bit from me, not too far. What do we got out there, you guys? What's that dirty diesel? What are you guys paying? What are you guys paying for? In Limitless City paid $645 in PA. Holy!
Oh my goodness,
that's crazy.
I paid $509.
$539 in Georgia. 507 Shelby. Sorry. 516 KC. 622 in Buffalo.
I finally seen the numbers that I seen back in 08, like the beginning of or the end of last week when I got off work. It went from 489 during the day to 529 in one. Not even not even a 10-hour
gas or diesel.
Gas.
So here's a question:
Chi-tone.
Anyone on the East Coast seeing any limits on fuel or stations without fuel?
My daily now is a Taurus. Everything looks $5, 510, 509.
Oh, it's ridiculous right now, man. It is absolutely ridiculous.
689 Norwalk, CA. Holy Christ. Hold on, I gotta look at this really quick. Where's my calculator at?
You should look at the fuel prices in California. Somebody left me a message a couple days ago saying it was $7 something a gallon.
I put
$140
$175 in this truck today, and that's only because the pump stopped.
Yeah.
It wasn't full. It just wouldn't give me no more.
$7 times 36.
48
Ooh.
times it by 48. 36. That's a little baby.
$7 times 48.
This guy.
Oh, I'm hitting plus. Oh, $336 to fill your
Jesus.
tank up, dude.
Jesus Christ.
For real?
I just found out because of everything that's going on. I was up there
That's
looking
disgusting.
I was looking at an engine job that came in. It was a 2-liter Edge from 15 where the flywheel cracked and it damaged the torque converter. It damaged the crank. It was puking crank pressure and oil out around the crank, and you can just see trans fluid coming out on the opposite side of it. And it's going to be like $11,000 for all these trans parts and a long block for this thing. And I go up front and I'm like, let's figure out this estimate real quick. Here's like almost $7,000 or $8,000 in parts or something like that. And our labor rate went from 155 to 170. I was like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? When did this change? And they were like, it just changed because of all the inflation, everything else that's going up. Our stuff's got to go up too. $170 an hour.
I know the dealer down here is 200.
$200 an hour? Holy crap.
Texting out the people who are clocking over 40 hours making $50 an hour though. So at least their pay went up.
Wow. That would be kind of cool. Can't fill up a truck or a baby. What the? New York is 6. They are pumping crude oil again here. The railroad got all the tanker cars going that were sitting. It's. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna continue to drive your truck? Are you guys literally gonna have to park your truck? What are you gonna do when gas hits
Maybe you make your own
$10 a
oil.
gallon?
Make my
Are we
own
gonna-
diesel.
Yeah,
What
like
is it?
think about
We
it.
can't do that with 6.7s. What are we
Think
gonna
about
do?
it.
You guys
Just
should have
like
bought a
what you
7.3.
What are you gonna do?
What, Cody, was that you? Was that you who were saying you know a guy that makes his own fuel or something? Who was that?
Well, we were all talking about that. There's a dude on TikTok that has a 7.3 and he has an old 12 valve Cummins, and he makes all his own diesel with used motor oil and gasoline, and he filters it all.
I plan on starting to make my own when I get back from Michigan.
And he said it runs all his trucks run absolutely phenomenal on it. He said it gets the same, if not better, fuel mileage.
We may or may not.
There's gonna be some Fast and the Furious stuff. People stealing tanker trucks. You watch.
We may or may not have an alternative fuel video coming up in the future.
That's gonna be bad.
People are gonna use chargers to take tankers.
Yeah, they're gonna Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez it.
We're gonna have to hook up with the import guys. We're gonna have to start talking about like Honda Civics and stuff, guys.
I need that green underbody glow with spoon engines.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Ooh, excuse me.
Go, baby, go.
I fill mine to half full because the cost and concern of it being stolen. I'll let mine get down to about a half. Who's got a locking gas cap on their Super Duty right now? Let me know. Boom. Who's got a locking gas cap? I don't.
Don't lock it because they can drill a hole
I
right
don't.
in the tank.
I don't.
Mine's been on it since I bought it. So.
If you guys have the S&B, what are you going to do about that drain plug you got in the bottom of the tank? That's very accessible.
green thread compound from the 7.3s.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It'll never come
Ooh.
up.
You're going to have to get another tank, boy.
You're done.
It's not coming off then.
Hey, just think about it though. I mean, if you needed some diesel, all you'd have to do is crack that water separator down there without cracking the upstream line, and that thing would just filter siphon away.
Oh yeah.
Here's
I'd
my
rather
here's
my
someone do that.
here's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
I'd rather that happen than you freaking drill a hole in my tank. You
Who
know what I
wants
mean?
Criminal-
to see me
Criminals are
vlog?
not that smart though.
No, they're
Who
just
wants
gonna
to
drill
see
the
me-
hole. Like just
Who wants
the
to see me
idea of
vlog on Zippy on the way to work? I'm gonna have to ride this thing to work. Old 2-stroke.
We should hop that thing up, do some porting, and bigger carburetor, pipe.
Man.
That's my dad's area. We could take it up to my dad's house one weekend and have him hop it up. Instead of doing 25, you can do 45 maybe.
Yeah, well, there's a remind me when we jump off of here, the after show to talk about some alternative fuel that we're not
The after show. Something I was gonna call and tell you today, Ford boss. I just got caught up in the daily grind. I got a 22 U-Haul, right? Brand new, got 31 miles on it. Now, when I hook up IDS, it identifies it as a 23. No kidding. Put it in Oasis, it pulls it up as a 22. Look at the RO, it says it's 22. Weird. The customer's complaint is the rear lights doesn't work. That's what it's written up for. Turn the lights on. Cab lights, all the box lights, license plate light, running lights, brake lights, turn signals, backup lights. Oh, maybe they mean the inside, right? Open up the door, lights on. I leave all the lights on. I go ask the advisor. I'm like, hey, you wrote up rear lights of the vehicle were working. And I'm pointing through the window. He calls him back. Oh, yeah. They meant the trailer left-hand turn signal. Come on. Okay, that's fine. No problem. I get my little tester. I plug it into the 7-pin, and you know what? Sure as shit, that motherfucker wasn't even working.
Yeah.
Nope, not blinking. Turn the right, it's right. Turn left, nothing. Turn the lights off, try it, nothing. Try it, boom, I got it. Hey, put it in reverse. Beep, beep. Come on. All right, well, I verified the customer's concern. So they got, they must have like a kit where they just have, wires, or I'm sorry, wires, but like the harnesses for whatever lengths, and they just, go to 7-pin, hook up the forward harness, da-da-da. So I go to the wiring diagram and I look up a 22 Econoline, and all the wires for the 7-pin, they're all red. That's kind of weird. I go to a 21 and they're all the right color. I go to a 23, they're all the right color. I go to I'm sorry, somebody just texted me. I go to 2022 and what the VIN says it is, and look at the connector that's on the back of the vehicle, and it says it should be an 8-pin. I have an 8-pin. I go to a 23 and it says it should have a 16-pin, and I have an 8-pin. I go to a 21 and it's saying the same thing as a 23. But my 22, all the wires are all red. So I don't know where my roadmap is going. And I'm getting kind of confused because I don't know if I got something going on with the manual or if there's something wrong with the van. So I went back to the trailer wiring relays. It's all integral to the battery junction box. So I'm like, all right, go back to the battery junction box. And this time I got the van off because I had it running, the lights were on. I'm like, I didn't want the battery to go dead. So now I got the van off, key on, and I'm hearing coming from the battery junction box. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, that's not right. All these relays and everything are all integral to the battery junction box. Well, let me put a new one in. I put a new one in, right? No programming. Don't have to do nothing. I even left my tester back there. Hooked the battery up, turn the left turn signal on, go back, boom, it worked. Hell yeah. Check the right, yep, turn the running lights on. Are you fucking, what the, I got no running lights. What, oh, come on, man. Did I like push a pin out? Did something not get connect? What did I do? So it can't be another module, right? So I'm going through everything, rechecking these inline connectors going to the back. I'm screwed up on the wiring harness. That time I was about to go to lunch, come back. I messed with it for the end of the day. I got a lot of time wrapped up into this thing and have come to the determination I have to get another battery junction box. I order another battery junction box. Get this thing, you know, all put back in, get it all ready to go. Turn the key on. None of my running lights are working. You know that feeling? You're just like, oh, come on, man. So again, you spend more time on this, going back and forth, going back and forth. I had already turned back in for warranty return, the original one. I get on the computer and I part request the original battery junction box. I just took the second one out. Go to put this original one back in. I open up the door. Guess what comes on? My running lights. So you mean to tell me right now I got two bad battery junction boxes? Brother. So I order another battery junction box today. I'm gonna hope that this next one is gonna work. I don't know what's going on with them, but obviously the circuitry and the wiring are fine. I drove it out with the original one in. I'm gonna get this new one for the third one, and like, I don't know what's going on with these battery junction boxes, but man, I'll tell you what, no good. No good. Jim Anderson, I have a question. Still waiting for a catalyst. Oh,
Good
next
luck.
page. Hey, buddy, you should email me. Jim Anderson, if you, I'm sure you're listening, email me. Bill Beckett, what's up, buddy? Jim Anderson, email me. Cast before, yeah. Smash. Yeah, that was a pain in the butt. Excuse me.
You know, I had a, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I had a technician reach out to me and he says, I'm putting a body control module in I think it was an F-150. Sure, it was an F-150. It might have been an F-250. And at the same time, I'm putting a body control module in an F-150. And he says, for some reason, whenever I key on, I've got no communication. The lights, nothing lights up. I said, you make sure you plug everything in, you put everything back the way it goes, you make sure you hit all your fuses, everything's proper, battery's connected, battery's charged, you got a charger on it. Yeah, I did everything like that. And I said, so nothing will communicate, any messages coming up on the dash at all? And he says, yeah. It says something about it's not detecting keys not programmed. And I was like, oh, I just went through this. I just put out a video.
I just went through this.
I just put out a video about this. Did you watch the video on things that some technicians and a lot of independent shops overlook whenever they have to replace modules without PMIing or pulling old data, which I don't like to do anyway. Did you take the key fob, both of them, and drop it down in the slot? It will learn without even going into IDS. You can literally plug the body control module in and take the key fobs and drop them in the learn slot, and it will doop, 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 doop. And then you can drop the other one in and it'll learn, and then you could key on and it'll start communicating. This dude was like, oh my God, man, I've been on this for hours trying to figure this out. And all it was dropping the keys in the slot to do a quick program so you can get in and finish programming everything. But this is the first time this truck actually made me, I had to go in and reconfigure the CEI lock configuration. And then I had to go back in and PMI the parking aid module. And then I had to go back in and do a parameter reset, relearn the keys again. There was like 7 or 8 different steps. And I was like, man, I never had to do this before. Why is it making me do all this now for just a simple PMI on a BCM? Everything had to be going back through again and relearn. It literally took hours to just install a simple BCM install on this truck. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
That's the worst, man. Have you gotten any of those, what is it, those magazine trucks that have, that are around that you've had to do them weird programmings?
When you say magazine truck, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, they work for the magazine company and they always give them like the models, ahead.
No, I haven't. I've done none of that. So.
Has anyone tried the top-down bidirectional scan tool called the Phoenix? I don't think I have seen that one.
No, but we talked to him. I talked to one of the main reps all the time. She just sent me that one I showed you guys that had the OBD link, wireless link, the cordless one, where you can pop the OBD link out of the bottom and take it over to the vehicle and communicate. I still got to do a full video on that, but I used it for the first time and it was good. But I don't know the Phoenix. I don't know that one.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
I've had 2 where the Think Diag failed and all of my aftermarket scan tools failed, and I actually had to send it to the dealer. It was the first one was a Chrysler that needed some kind of maintenance reset on, that had a security lock on the gateway module, and you have to have a login to get past it. And then an Alfa Romeo, they bought one from us. And the dude was like, oh my God, I love this thing. It's like a 2-liter turbo SUV and it's just awesome. But my maintenance light won't go out in the radio face. But it was able to reset through the IPC, but it will not release from the radio face saying that maintenance is due. And I tried to hook up all my scan tools to it to reset it, and it will not. It has a security gate. And it's specified on one of them, you need to log in with a actual dealer passcode to get past the security gate to reset the maintenance in the radio face.
Dang.
Wow.
That's cray.
They had to drive 40 minutes away. We had to call up the other dealership that they were going to, the dealership that was going to service the maintenance light, tell them that we were going to go ahead and pay for it because they just bought the vehicle from us, and then fax over the invoices for them checking into our dealership so they knew that they weren't lying to them in order for them to reset that light for them.
This guy says, I saw a 96 town car at an estate sale last weekend, 68,000 miles, thought of you.
Man, wait till you see the one that I'm about to pick up. It's a 7 Grand Marquis with 38,000 miles.
Oh, that's gonna be hot.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be hot.
one owner, she passed away a few years ago, left it to the family, but the family they don't have any need for it, and they would rather me have it than somebody else. So I decided that I would go ahead and purchase the vehicle because of the situation. And 38,000 miles on a Panther, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Panther, baby. Just Motorcraft DEF because I have an abundance of it. Abundant so much that I give it away.
The dude on he's got like a 6'4" or something like that, and his videos are going crazy on TikTok. He's taking straight water and filling up his DEF tank with water, and it's setting no check engine lights or nothing, and it's running off of straight water.
What?
Yeah, he takes the hose right over to the DEF tank and just fills it up until it's overflowing, and then puts the cap back on and he runs it. And he says, "Never." I'm not telling you guys to go do that, by the way. Don't go do that.
Don't do that.
But this guy is doing that, and one of the engineers that popped up on his channel was like, "Well, DEF is pretty much 70% water anyway." I don't know if he was full of crap or not because I didn't really look. I know there's a lot of water in DEF, but
You're supposed to have a 32% concentration of urea.
yeah. So I think that's kind of where he was coming up with the 70%, just whatever. But this guy's running straight water. He says, "I do not
That's
use
crazy.
I don't use DEF in my truck at all. I take my garden hose and I water the grass a little bit, and then I water the truck a little bit, and I water the grass a little bit, and
That's
I water
nuts.
I find that hard to believe, especially on the newer trucks.
Yeah, no,
That's-
this was like a 6'4" or something like that.
6.4 didn't have DEF, so
Or whatever it was. It was early model or something. It had the blue cap right where he had to relocate the where the fuel door is, and they got both of them together.
Yeah.
He relocated them up to his steel bed. And it
Brandon
looked like
Power Stroke. He's right. He's dead on it.
Ask me how I know.
whatever it was, it had a DEF system in it, and you can find the video. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it.
Gosh, that'd be a good video. I'd love to see what the hell happened.
If somebody looks for it and links it here or something like that, you might be able to find it. The dude filling up his DEF tank with water.
I'd love to see that.
If I had my other phone on me, I'd look at it right now.
Well, guys, this would be a good time to end it. All 87 of you, I appreciate you sticking around with us each Wednesday. I love. DS is texting me right now. He says night, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure he just kind of faded off into the gilly mist and.
Yes, have sweet dreams of me.
Sweet dreams. After several PBRs, I produce a lot of urea. Dudes in big trucks been doing that for years. Just throwing some fresh DEF in the tank or two. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Please do add. If you got any questions, feel free to email me. Jim Anderson, I think was your name. Get at me about that catalyst. See if
Did
we
you
can.
do the giveaways?
Yeah. I mean, nobody was copping for them. I'll go through the comments here and I'll get a hold of some guys. But yeah, get at me. We appreciate you. And yeah, peace be with